Good morning, everyone. It's or whatever time of day it is. It's a nihilistic nerd, and today we'll be taking a look at another terrible article. This one is a article about Animal Crossing. Again, unfortunately, the other article I wanted to cover, it's a bit too late. It was that is Karen a slur thing. I would have loved to cover it, but my microphone broke on a Twitch stream the other night, so unfortunately I wasn't able to cover that. So the best I could find was this really shitty Business Insider article, so that's what we'll be looking at today. Um, so now that I've had a lot of time to play Animal Crossing, I can agree with some of the things he says, but other some of this other stuff he says is just like stupid stuff. Um, Pretty much this will give us the review of what's going to be said in this article. Everyone knows that it's a quarantine hit. It is. It's great. It's a great game to play while the world is dying. You can't disagree with that. It's really popular. The writer he complains about it's frustrating, tedious, and immensely boring. It can be tedious and it can be boring, but you're not playing it right. That's probably the biggest thing, or you just don't know how to play it. And the user interface is poor. The characters are meaningless, and the only fun part is playing with your actual friends, and that can be challenging. User interface is poor. I agree. Characters are meaningless. I mean, kind of. They're not really they're not really there all that much. They don't matter. They're just people to inhabit your island. Also, Tom Nook is a capitalist overlord. You had to make it political in a game. One of the few games that has literally nothing to do with political stuff or morals or morality and ethics. Like let's do that because it brings in them clicks. I'll be honest, it brought in my click. Unfortunately, fucking clickbaity as hell. So pretty much the article, it starts off with him complaining about how when he visited his buddy's island, Flavor Town, which I appreciate his buddy's humor. That he went into his house and it looked really cool. Inside his house was, one room was decked out like a club, and we ran around in circles, wiggled back and forth, pretending to dance. Andy and I are both roughly 30 years old, but the few minutes. Why do I even care about this? Like, I don't even care. So he's just like saying how like he loves his buddy's house and island apparently, but then he comes to but in the dozen hours I put into the game, approximately 15 minutes have made me feel this way. I don't actually like know what he's speaking about, but in the dozens of hours I put into this game, approximately 15 minutes have made. Oh, so he's saying 15 minutes has made it fun for him. I guess. I guess that's weird. 14 of them were spent on island that are not my own. So pretty much he's saying that his island sucks and he's unable to have fun. So he goes to his friend's island. And yeah, your island does get boring after a while when you can't continue to do anything. But, you know, just because your island sucks doesn't mean you have to like take it out on the game. I don't know, maybe make your island better. It's he's talking about how it's been tedious and stuff like that, and a lot of parts of Animal Crossing are tedious. That's why people are impatient in time travel. That's like a very controversial topic in the Animal Crossing community is the time traveling stuff, but it gets the stuff done and it gets your island looking like what you want it to. Now, if you're gonna play it that way or the old school way without time traveling, that's up to you. If you are someone that needs that instant gratification, then by all means go and time travel. I have for several friends that have, and their islands look a lot nicer than mine. I can assure you that. So basically, he's saying that he says it sucks and he doesn't want to play it anymore because his island blows ass. And yeah, well, I don't think you playing it the way you should be playing it. You should honestly be playing it like maybe like 1 hour a day, grind up your bells, do a couple things, like do your things, and then leave it alone. Or maybe like 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, and 1 hour at night. It's not meant to be sat and played 8 hours in a row. Sure, some people do that, but you're going to exhaust it so much so fast if you do it like that. So yeah, that's something that may help you out in the future, my dude. Well, I mean, not that you really plan on playing it anymore. And then he goes and says, "This isn't a personal attack. I know and respect people who love this stupid baby game. You sound like those dickheads in middle school that made fun of me for playing Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Quest instead of Call of Duty. You sound very immature. I'm glad that you're writing for Business Insider. User interface is slow and clunky and infuriatingly designed. I actually agree with this. I agree with this. The user interface could use a lot of work, and it sucks. Um, that's probably my biggest gripe with the game is the user interface is really bad. And he goes and explains it. Why is putting storage a second option when you're in the operating the inventory in your house? You know, they he's right. Like I will admit, like they really could have fixed that because it's bad. It is annoying. I drop stuff all the time. It's annoying, but you get used to it if you play for a bit longer. After I placed tents, my neighbors did nothing. You have to build your house into a house, and then like a couple days after, they build their own houses. I believe that's how it works. That's how it happened for me. They don't do much. Like they run around. You make friends with them. This is the most chill and relaxing game. You know, they don't. The buff tiger won't come lift with me. What's the point of having this if I cannot lift? The game's more of a diorama than a actual like game. Like if you want to lift weights with your buddies, play The Sims. It's another game similar to Animal Crossing. He says Stardew Valley is a lot more interesting and better, and it's a fun game. And yes, Stardew Valley is a fun game. Consider Stardew Valley, another resource management type game with an intricate internal economy and a wealth of customization options. Stardew Valley's sheer cosmetic variety is more fun, if slightly more limiting than Animal Crossing. But what sets it apart is the compelling narrative at the heart of the game. Animal Crossing doesn't have a storyline. Most sandbox games don't. Kenshi doesn't. Arma doesn't. Those are all sandbox games. Most don't, and if they do, they are very, very loose. Also, there's not that much of a story in Stardew Valley other than beat the corporate douchebags. That's about it. But seeing as like your final list of why the game sucks at the end of the article, I guess I know why, because you hate capitalism, apparently, which, to each their own. But, of course, I guess you'd have to put it in there because it is in Business Insider, I guess. And then he says the only saving grace is visiting your real life friends' islands. And yeah, I mean, I like it. I like visiting my friends, but also I hate that wait. The wait sucks. Um, it is what it is. And then he also complains that it costs money to have Nintendo Online, and it's like it costs $60 for PS Plus a year, $20 for Nintendo Switch for a year. You're fine, bro. You're fine. You're a journalist. You can work from home. A lot of us can't. Oh man. So yeah, and then he ends off with Tom Nook is a capitalist overlord. We're done. We're done.